Here is the first walk around and inspection on this property. First off, we have a do not work notice from the city. There's been a previous contractor doing a lot of work without permits and doing stuff themselves. We have a new ceiling fan just kind of slapped up with a piece of plywood covering a hole. Very large living room for the size of the house and where it's at. Some crazy spray foam screwed in registers right next to what looks like could be a return. We also have other registers and things down over there. A brand new kitchen hood thing covered in overspray and paint. New cabinets, new kitchen sink, new oven stove, sitting on some sort of base, so everything's sitting much higher. Who knows what the plumbing is? According to the city, all this needs to be removed to expose the plumbing because they didn't get permits for any of the plumbing and things that were done. There are new windows throughout the whole house, but they've also oversprayed and painted a bunch of the windows. The electrical box, let's just say, isn't right. Got some weird door trim and things happening here. New windows, walls, at least there are some closet doors. Another weird heating register and things on the floor. That is one bedroom up here. Pretty large kitchen. We have another bedroom over here to the left. Bunch of stuff everywhere. New windows. You see some cracks on the wall over there. Some settling. The floor definitely slopes down over here. When you're stepping in here, you kind of feel the floor sloping away. So we're going to have to address some of that. This bathroom needs to be completely gutted, redone. The plumbing's all messed up, but we have a tiny little bathroom in here. Sheetrock screws holding some backsplash and different things on. A brand new toilet. Kind of a weird cubby hole thing over here behind the shower. And then this door was totally open and fallen here a few minutes ago when I first came here. The door was off, so we stuffed the door back in the frame and then put this board on it to kind of hold it in. These steps need to be modified, fixed, some things to make them right. We have kind of a really short, I would say maybe 6'6", 6'7" basement. Exposed plumbing everywhere that needs to be removed, cut out, things that way. A furnace that couldn't be more wrong on every level of rules, liabilities, how it's plumbed, what it's doing, how it's working. So that entire system is just beyond wrong. Kind of funny to me that they went above and beyond to mask all the exposed plumbing, but then overspray painted the brand new windows. So a little bit of a tweaker contractor that's trying to do their own stuff and funky plumbing down over and whatever. Just wrong, things that need to be fixed. So there's a lot of that. Weird cut door. Looks like a brand new water heater. And then a nice big bedroom down here. Short ceilings, but decent. Don't know if that's going to classify as an egress window, but I mean, if there was a fire, I could get out that window. Really huge, like walk-in closet to this bedroom down here. And another bathroom. So, does the light work? Holy smokes, the light actually works. So, another new toilet. Another new plumbing, new tub, surround stuff with overspray all over the cheesy surround that's not installed right, and I'm sure the faucet's wrong. If anything needs to be removed, there's even overspray all over the tub. But 3 bedroom, 2 bath, very large kitchen, very large living room. in really, really rough shape that looks like a contractor that was working in here that had absolutely no training of what they're doing. Brand new washer dryer, but we don't know what we need for hookups and what everything's going to need to be done. I still find comically all the masking of the plumbing, but then overspraying your brand new bathtub fixtures and windows. It's like, we really didn't want the plumbing oversprayed. These PEX pipes are, and the shark bite fittings. It is funny. There's a lot going on, but that's the basement. We have lovely wiring of just exposed wires and things sticking out everywhere. That's what's going to this light. We've got bare wires sticking out under that light over there. Another breaker box down here, which I'm sure isn't to code or wired correctly. Well, the light switch turns off the light, so things are done that way. Let's go out the back and go around, show the yard a little bit. But this is the project. We're going to be pretty much gutting everything and starting over and trying to see what we can get moved or taken out. There's a little shop or garage back there, so let's walk around, take a look at that. It's freshly painted on the outside. The concrete foundation, something's poured, is super uneven, patched up concrete. Looks like a new roof, so that's a bonus. Does look like they had a contractor come in and try to do a gas pressure test to have the gas hooked up, and they're not going to turn the gas onto a house like this because there's way too many violations to authorize live gas. There's that back door that's jacked up, but all new windows, new roof. Pretty big backyard. Got this whole backyard back here. And I was just noticing the little concrete, so I'm thinking do-it-yourself contractor was mixing their own concrete. Obviously he was cleaning it well and pouring all those pads of loveliness around the outside. Brand new fence on the front and the back of the house, so at least there's a little bit of a privacy gate. You have parking and stuff to the back garage. A nice little garagey shop here. Let's open this. Let's open the doors. There we go. Doors open. So it's like a little one-car garage. You know, I was thinking this might be big enough to make it into like a single apartment. But I don't know if that's doable. Wall this off, close it off and extend, or leave it a garage and use it for the rental for the garage. But it's 4 walls and a roof. Looks like a newer roof. Looks like it's somewhat watertight. There's some value in it. A lot of garbage, a lot of cleanup, a lot of sketchy electrical. All right, well, that is this property. Stay tuned for more. We'll see what we can get done as far as anything repairs, work, and that. And I'll show you as we move forward and what this place is going to turn into. So, one other thing on Crackhead Construction. One, cabinets up on some more weird base. We're going to tear all this out and see what we got going on, but we have a cabinet and a cabinet and a cabinet and, you know, range and a cabinet. Or no, then the dishwasher. So your dishwasher's through the cabinet. So how are you going to get your plumbing from there to the dishwasher? So it's probably under, I don't know what they were planning there, but okay. And then, you know, when you normally want to look at the plumbing under the sink, you have your 2 cabinet doors. You go to open the cabinet door. Oh, this cabinet opens this way and this opens this way because, oh, wait a minute. They put the cabinet in the middle of two cabinets. So the plumbing goes on one side, goes to the other side, isn't even hooked up and drill. Oh my goodness gracious ridiculousness. And then, of course, these are useless because they're not a drawer. Is this one a drawer? Did he put... Okay, all right. That's a drawerable one. And these are such horrible cabinets. Do we even try to save them? So funny. Absolutely hilarious. Good job, crackhead contractor. Alrighty. Well, while we were taking our trip, we've got some construction going on. Oh, did they get the door to open and close? Look at that. Cleaning. Holy shit. Looking better. Oh, have we bumped heads a few times?
No, it wasn't bumped head, it was charged into it.
Well, careful, dude.
By the way,
that's sharp as hell.
I know, I'm bleeding from it, yeah. But this don't open.
Okay, well.
It stops right here, and then it forced its way past, and then it hits this. And then as you can see, the thing is...
Well, if you look at what they've done is they've bowed because there's no supports in it, so...
Who needs support? You
right.
Just cut it right there.
Yeah, there's going to have to be some steel or something added. There's always something. I mean, that's a perfect example of...
Even if you
crackhead contractor. Let's get rid of the structural support, and now look how it's swaying and bowing.
Even if you get rid of the... you fix the support problem, it doesn't change this.
No,
it's still hitting this.
You get rid of the opener. It can't have an opener. It's going to have a jack shaft opener, and we got to put beams back in there and re-support that. Yay!
And it does have one of those locking pins down there, like our garage.
Cool. Well, let's go inside and see what mess we have. Old smoker? I saw that. That's awesome. All right. Holy shit. 2 doors. It's like a win-win.
What's up?
So we can almost move into the place. Both doors open and closed.
Oh, yeah.
Brand new dishwasher covered in garbage. These the new locks and door knobs?
Yep.
Perfect.
Oh. So, there's your plug. Ground wasn't hooked up, just hot.
Twisted and hot?
Twist nuts on it.
Well, and not in a box probably.
No.
Yeah, just laying underneath.
Just laying underneath on the floor, yeah.
Yep. Good way to have a fire.
Here's your access panel to get to your plumbing. With sweet little...
Yeah. Yep, so the hot water there and then the drain going across and I gotta name this contractor that worked on this place. I think his name is Tweak or Tweaker or
something.
Tweak McGee. Just unbelievably stupid he was. You guys have cleaned a lot in the little bit I've been gone though. It's looking good.
Well, and here's a screw that was holding down the dishwasher.
Oh, good old Tweak contractor. So the roof in here was sagging really bad, and there was a bad swell here, and you can see where they took mud and they were trying to patch the sheetrock from breaking where it's broke a few times, and you see how it's sagging right here. So I just grabbed it and ripped that piece off. And if you look what they did, they took a piece of siding, ran a bunch of screws, and they just seamed the sheetrock to the piece of siding that they have. So they literally don't have the sheetrock. They don't have the sheetrock screwed to seams. They have it floating in between, and it's quartered. So there's no support. There's no bracing. They insulated, which also okay. But good old Tweak. Oh, I am not going to be surprised the things we find in this place. Well, out in this lovely garage space, we do have it cleaned out nicely. Here's one for you. Why do we have egg crates glued to the wall? Like, what was the deal with that? Comment below. I mean, this house, every time I turn around saying the word, it's a new one on me. It's a new one on me, but yeah, egg crates glued to walls. What do you think? One other thing of Tweaker McGee's remodeling. One, the door opens into the toilet, which is just beyond dumb. We need to put a pocket door or slider or something there. So that's an issue. We already talked about the plumbing being wrong on the wall. We've talked about how the window goes to here and is framed into the corner of the surround. So that's completely wrong. But then we have this weird access hole here that if you open this way has these cupboards. This cupboard you can't even open. It hits the little bracelet there and you can't even open it, so you can't even get into it. So you close this down and it's this little cupboard. But then look at these cupboards. Look how deep they are. That's like 3 feet back. They're huge, but totally pointless. Can I even get back here? Oh, look at that beautiful light fixture. Oh, Tweaker McGee. Every time I turn around, this house has me surprised. That's one more thing. Video, the wonderfulness, everything that's funny.
Oh, yeah.
The surround support is siliconed and taped pieces of 1x to the wall for the supports behind the surround. So bad. Oh, it's so bad. You realize the window goes to here, but because the shower surround went to here, their ingenious idea was to, and that's all siliconed in too, they just glued silicone and caulked in a bunch of boards and framed out the window.
I want to take a picture of that.
That stellar window.
Stellar window. I mean, surprise, it's not different.
It all looks about the same.
Oh, Crackhead McGee strikes again. On an upside, they've been working hard at cleaning the yard. We're at 3 loads with the dump box of getting the yard cleaned up. So that's a really nice thing. Doesn't really improve, everything going on inside there. But it feels good when you walk out here and garbage is thrown away. The garage is clean, so we'll just keep moving, keep things going. But this house is just so comically bad. Keep everybody posted, keep pictures going, keep video rolling. Comments, anything you like or don't like. What we got? So,
And quite possibly it wasn't.
I don't think there was ever thought involved. Is there an actual vent?
Yeah.
Oh, a heating vent, like a register. That was the old heating register vent. I thought you meant sewer vent.
Oh,
I
no.
don't think there's a sewer vent in.
I doubt it.
I don't think they vented anything. Water would have never flowed. What do you?
One of them, and then that sawzall will cut this fucking shit off here.
Okay. All right. Yeah, as far as saving anything, even God. I think I'm money behind to even try to save and clean this. I'll just throw that. I'll just buy new for all that kind of stuff.
You sure?
Yeah. And what we had under our cabinets of old subfloor, wrong plumbing. It never stops. Just stuff like this. Like they had the cabinets put in, mudded down onto the cabinets, and then painted. they mudded onto the cabinets. Those are actually kind of nice cabinets, or were nice cabinets before they painted them and ruined them. Yeah, that whole thing just gonzo. So, you know, the overspray on the windows. Glass will clean up, but the overspray on the plastic is... Like even in here, they put in the new windows. We have to... Does look a lot nicer clean though. It feels a lot better in here, even with the clean. But we're gonna have to pull all the trim off all the windows, check the framing of the windows. Probably it doesn't even have any insulation around the windows, and check all windows. Why? Why, crackhead? Why? So that's the washing machine drain. Just dishwasher, yeah, the dishwasher drain, right there, just straight down. Yeah, we can. Here you go, cut it off. Take the rubber hose off and save that for the dishwasher because that's part of the dishwasher thing. We can cut all the other plumbing. Like none of the plumbing in this house is staying. It all goes bye-bye. Get in it. Get some. We are laughing plaster here for the old house. I'm almost wondering if that's an exterior wall, but you can see where there was a pocket.
Please.
Here, mini sledge. There used to be the medicine chest that was here that was inset. I'm making an executive decision. I want to take this wall. We're going to bump that wall a couple feet into the kitchen, get a little bit more room in this bathroom, and then yeah, that's where we're at the moment. Pull, boys, pull! Come on! What do you got? You alright?
He's got hit in the face.
You got your steel toes on?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I bet you there's the old vent. Yep, there's the old sewer vent that's not being
Why
used.
did you wear steel toes? Oh, you got that roof here.
So that's the old one. So in the bathroom, we have these wires here that are just taped up. Mind you, they were tied to, they're wrapped around lath and plaster metal. Just taped up wire that were in the wall. Come around over here to our lovely mess. And this is the wire. And this wire was hot going to this outlet right here. Well, here it is, the progress report of the good old Tweak house of what he's been doing. So he raised up the floor to do plumbing. He had absolutely no vents, so water can't just drop through. Plus it was only like 1.25 inch pipe or whatever. It was way too small. So water would never have even drained out of that. And it went down in the basement and then went across under the floor over to the sewer and things like that for the drain. The water supply and shutoffs and things are wrong. So all the plumbing lines are getting ripped out. It's completely gone. The tub and everything in this bathroom is just as bad. Matter of fact, the old vent, which there's the sewer vent, it was cut off in the wall. So it was completely cut off. Didn't have a proper vent. They would have gotten sewer gas smells up in the house. Water would have never drained, all that kind of craziness. We've taken this wall out. This is actually a load wall, so we're going to have to come in here, fur up, add a brace, and put a header up in the top up here, and we'll run a header across that and down because the roof of the bathroom in here is actually lower. But now what we're able to do with this bathroom is we're going to bump this wall about a foot into what used to be the kitchen, or in this kitchen area, so that we can take the tub, turn it sideways, and put the tub right here. So when you walk in the bathroom door and you come in sideways, we'll have the tub there. We'll be able to put the vanity there, and then this huge little closet space thing that's in here we can actually use and make more functional. So now we actually have a storage space for that. a vanity, and the tub will go here. Then the kitchen area is kind of small, and with the cabinets and everything this way, instead of the sink in front of the window, I'm going to put the sink over here, do a little L counter, and we'll have a little L counter space going across that with that wall moved there, put the sink there, and then that should wrap it around that direction and have a little L space, kitchenette, little kitchen. But then to have a spot for the refrigerator, I'm going to knock a hole in this wall, which will go right off of this edge of this bedroom, and just knock it into here just a little bit. And that way the refrigerator will just offset and be in this backspace in here, and just lose a little bit of space in this bedroom. But that will allow the refrigerator to go past this wall, because that's not a very deep wall. Put the refrigerator in here, and then a narrow set of cabinets and things in this refrigerator space, or in this space for the refrigerator there, small cabinet there, and that will basically be the kitchen. Bedroom, this bedroom won't really get affected, so it'll be a nice big bedroom, closet, big windows in here. Dining room in here is going to stay basically the same. And then a nice big living room. This is a really nice space living room. We are going to need to open all the windows and pull all the trim, because I'm sure Tweaker McGee, contractor, is working on here, doesn't have proper headers or insulation, so we will get that taken care of. But for kind of the day one of construction-ish, of cleaning up things in here and tearing things out, that's been removed. That's taken out. We'll pull that back. We'll just make the bathroom bigger, because this upstairs two-bedroom, this two-bedroom house upstairs needs a bigger bathroom. So a little bit of a sacrifice of about a foot into this space, I definitely think is worth it. These stairs going downstairs, I was going to see about bringing the bathroom all the way into here and then putting the stairs somewhere else in the house. But I think we'll just keep the stairs the way they are. I think they got some of the power shut off in the basement. But the basement, we've got that horrible furnace thing that they had in here all tore out. And it's now gone. The laundry room and washroom in here, like they've got laundry and stuff in here, which I'm sure back to... There's a hole in the floor there. I'm sure there's absolutely no vent. So we've got to open into that, get that fixed. And so that we can have a proper vent for the laundry, get it going over and across. This pipe that's tied into here, tied to the sewer and tied to a clean out is just, well, let's just call it wrong. But anyways, there is that. They also got the old water heater that was back in here. It's been removed. So we're going to put a boiler in this at some point. One of the other things we're going to be doing, there's a beam up here. So there's this really funny door that they cut, and you got to duck under this. This ceiling down here is only 6 foot tall to begin with. So ducking under that is absolutely dumb. So we're going to move and put a door here so we can walk into this room better. And then this bedroom is absolutely massive. We have a nice big bedroom in here with a big walk-in closet and a bathroom. So for the most part, this is all going to stay, except for we're just going to reframe this door and the electrical and get this moved over so it just makes more sense. I realize you're just staring at a pink wall at the moment. There we go. So you can see this beam up here. They put the door under the beam, so literally, I think that's like 5'4" right there down. So it's absolutely stupid to have a door there, at least from over here. It's about 6'6" from that point down. So it's still a short basement in here, but I'm 6'5" with a ball cap on. I can stand up down here and I can walk around. There is another beam right here, which I have to duck under to go underneath. But for the most part, anyone under, 6'6" can walk around down here pretty comfortably and not worry about it. If this being a wall, you'll never have to duck this way. You just walk that direction. And the beam does not extend on this side of the wall because they've got braces in here. We do have to tear up the concrete and tear that out. City and code and everything else, what he did for bracing in here is just wrong. There's also no bracing and tie-ins to any of the floor joists in here. So There's a lot of the basement that needs to be tore apart. But that's where we're at right now. That's the update. And we'll just keep things moving. Good old Tweaker McGee, contractor guy. I don't understand how someone can pay you to do the work he did. It is mind-numbing. But that's where we got. We have a nice open concept now for the bathroom and the kitchen. Cool.